Hey, what's up guys? How's it going? So, you know how in my last video I said I was going to share stories about my trips to Disneyland? Well, I lied! Just kidding, just kidding. Please don't unsubscribe. I love you. So, as you may or may not have noticed, I'm doing some Disney Princess fan art here since I'll be telling some Disney related stories. Because I'm a geek whose brain decided, okay, you're talking about the Disney parks, then you have to do Disney fan art too. I basically peer pressured myself into that. But I don't mind, since I don't think I've ever done any Disney fan art on this channel. I'm doing this fan art today in pastels, using pen pastels and Prismacolor New Pastel for a change of pace because the last several videos of mine have been watercolors and gouache. So, now that that's out of the way, let's get into some stories. I have about Disneyland, and more specifically, getting there. Now, my first trip to any Disney theme park was in the summer of 1995. My family and I went in early June. I was 10 years old at the time, and I couldn't be more excited. I had my Disney cassette soundtracks my mom gave to me for the trip to California with my headphones to enjoy. My brother, however, was being a complete butt about the whole thing. He's older than me, and at the time he thought the whole idea of being crammed in the truck with his lame, Disney-loving little sister for hours on end was going to suck. He complained and moaned and whined the whole way over to California. When I wanted to sing my then favorite Disney songs, he complained about it, but Mom told him to leave me alone and let me do my thing because it was how I beat out motion/car sickness back then. Now, Disney princesses were a little more scarce back in 1995. Back in 95, we had Snow White, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Ariel, Belle, Jasmine, and Pocahontas. Not as expensive as we have it today, but still a good range, right? And these princesses were still new and fresh in our nerdy little minds. And my brother hated even that part of the trip to California because I loved singing the then popular Disney songs. Like I said, he was a crankbutt the whole ride to California. My mom had to keep telling him, "Trust us, you're going to love it there." And you can just imagine his typical bratty retort, "Shut up, no I won't, it's stupid and I hate it already." I just ignored him as well as I could. Now, I admit that every now and again I'd sing a princess song over if he complained about it just to get his goat even more. Oh, you're complaining at me again? Well, I'm going to rewind this track on the tape and sing Colors of the Wind at you all over again. And that was the mindset of the whole 3-day road trip to California. I didn't retaliate by yelling, hitting, or getting into space, as it were. No. I retaliated with a 10-year-old's really bad Disney karaoke torture. That's right. You try and annoy me back then, I'd turn to music as my weapon of choice. And back in 1995, we didn't even have iPods. This was the prehistoric days, kids. We had a thing called cassette tapes that held maybe 8 or 9 tracks on a side, and you had to know exactly where your song of choice started if you wanted to listen to it again, because you had to hit the rewind button and wait. You couldn't just hit a back button and instant replay like today. A lot of thought and effort went into how I sought my revenge. I had plenty of chances to turn back, but I never did. Once I hit that rewind button, I was committed. My brother hated it, and it was glorious. My parents didn't mind. My mom even said years later she thought my whole method of seeking revenge against my brother's attempted evil tyranny was hilarious, because I was never really the combative sort to begin with, and literally didn't know back then how to argue or fight back otherwise. We finally get to California after 3 days of the whole aforementioned routine of complaining older sibling, singing younger sibling on repeat every day. My poor dad, who had to put up with it all, and my mom being privately amused by my methods of vengeance. We didn't stay in a hotel since, as I mentioned in my last video, we weren't the wealthiest of families. We didn't even have Airbnb or anything like that back then. Like I said, prehistoric times, right? So, we stayed at my dad's brother's place. My uncle had an orange orchard he worked at, with plenty of space to run around in. There was even an old-fashioned tree house and a giant oak tree the kids could play in. Even my crank-butt brother managed to have fun with my uncle's boys, our cousins, on the first day we were there. I was more interested in following my uncle around because I hadn't seen him since I was 6. A cool thing about this place is it was only an hour or two away from Disneyland on good traffic days. It was a great way to relax. I even remember how delicious those oranges tasted fresh off the tree. Give it a good cleaning with some hose water and if you've never had oranges fresh from the tree, y'all are missing out on some of the best tasting vitamin C. And that was the first trip to Disneyland. Next time I'll talk about actually getting to the theme park and what it was like to a 10-year-old's little mind. Anyways, I hope y'all liked this video. If you heard anything in the background, it was just my cat making his presence known. Don't forget to like, comment, and hit that subscrizzle button. Hope y'all liked the artwork today. Thank you for watching. Alrighty. Happy arting. Bye!